Hello, Xavier here, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be doing some clay art, and not just any clay art. We're going to be doing clay art of a character known as Bosco from one of my friend's graphic novels known as Blue Rebels. Make sure to check it out down in the description below, and yeah, let's get started. So, this is the first time I ever did any type of clay art, and it was pretty hard, I'm not even going to lie. I think the whole entire process took about 10 plus hours. It was really hard to put it into like a 10 to 15 minute video. I was trying to do 10, but I couldn't. It's so much that I wanted to show. But here we are doing the head. As you can see, I'm like cutting, and I am using a Nendoroid because I'm making a Nendoroid clay edition. And I'm using it as a reference. But as you can see, here I am just making the face, trying to get that nose to pop out. That way I don't have to draw one or something like that. And then I'm just smoothing out the face. You'll see me later on adding some more clays because the top was actually a little bit like flat. And then you see me with a sculpting tool there as well. That way I can just sculpt everything and into shape, so I don't have to worry about that part. The sculpting was really fun for me. I never experiencing anything like it. It was more like kind of like drawing, but in a more 3D aspect. Just trying to mold the face to how I want it to look, or you know, the shape, general shape of the figurine that I wanted to go with. Alright, so here we are actually going to start doing the hair. Bosco's hair is weird. I mean, his name is the boy with the weird hair. That's also in the title. Again, make sure to check it down in the description below. But yeah, so we're doing the hair. I'm just doing the basic layout because I know right by the ear on the back he has some hair as well. Most of his hair is spiky. I've only seen that I can remember the front of his hair. I'm pretty sure somewhere in the novel it shows the back. So here I'm doing the spikes for the hair. The very iconic spikes he has that you see in the front. It's the big ones, you know. And it's so reminiscent of like young Goku, you know, season 1 Dragon Ball. And I really like that about it. It's just very unique and I love it. Here you see me sculpting in the hair, because you know I don't want it to like fall off whenever I'm heating it up in the oven. You don't want that. And I did forget to mention, after doing the head, I did put it in the oven. That way I don't have to like mess up the face while I'm doing the hair. I don't want it to like deform while I'm doing it. But yeah, here you'll see me sculpt a lot when it comes to the hair because I'm really trying to make sure it sticks to the head and it doesn't come off. I really don't want any pieces to like crack or fall off. So like I mentioned before, I do add clay bits from here and then I just sculpt it in. That way I don't have to worry about like stuff falling off. And it's kind of like glue in a way where it's like, okay, I just stick it on there and then I just sculpt the rest in there. It was very hard because I, again, never did this before, but I think I just went with the flow and I learned as I went, which is really cool. Anything that worked with me, I just did it pretty much. You can see there I did add some extra spikes on the back of his head. Because I just didn't want him to be like, you know, flat hair in the back and then spiky hair. I just put them randomly in like spots. I also avoided putting them in specific areas though because he does have a headband and you'll see that later on. Pretty sure you saw that in the thumbnail. He has a red headband. The smaller spikes were actually pretty easy to do. Again, I did the whole put there, add some clay on there and then just mold it and then sculpt it and bam, there you go, it's glued there, and then we just heat it up later. So I'm here basically I'm done with the hair. I'm actually doing the body right now, which wasn't too hard because what I did basically was I did the general shapes with rectangles and it was pretty easy. Then after that I just technically just put it in the oven for about, I think it was like 10 minutes, let it sit for an hour. Here I have actually taken the body out of the oven, and I'm actually starting to put the arms. I wanted to do the arms with the body, but then I was like, no, because then I just want to combine it with the actual clothes. So you'll see me put the arms in. I wanted to put the arms in the position of the front page of the comic. Originally, I wanted to have the ribbons also on his hands, but that was a little bit too difficult for me. If I had more time, I probably would have been able to do it, but I was in a little bit of a crunch. So yeah, most of his clothes that I've seen is just, you know, the dojo type stuff that you wear. I don't know what to call it, guys. If you do know, just leave it down in the description. Or in the comments, actually. Just leave it in the comments there. Not description, that's me. I use the entire rolling technique that everybody uses in, you know, elementary, middle school, when they're in, like, I guess, playing with clay or Play-Doh. When it comes to rolling, it's very useful. It's the only thing I knew about clay in general. So, by the way, if I didn't mention it, I am using polymer clay. So yeah, I didn't even know much about it. I just knew I wanted to use polymer clay. So of course here you see me putting the clothing on, which is going to be the chest area and also the hip area. Basically I'm just putting it under the arm, because the arm is basically just going to be a combination of the clothing as well. And you'll see that later. I do put like a little wrist band over him, so it looks like the hand is actually just popping out of the clothes. Here I'm just looking at my reference images, which I can actually put up real quick right now. This is the reference image I actually drew before I started making this. It didn't take too long. I wanted to have a reference image to help me out. Alright, you'll see me sculpt a lot in this, well, sculpt in terms of, like, with the little pencil there. I don't know what it's called. The sculpting tool there. I'm just gonna call it sculpting tool. But yeah, the sculpting tool was such a big help, especially getting those small nooks and crannies. Those would be very hard with a finger, especially since I wouldn't be able to use my pinky. Pinky's still pretty big considering the size of this figurine that I wanted to go with. Pretty, like, two hands. You can hold it with two hands, and that's pretty much it. But I didn't want to make it too big. Alright, so after doing the entire figurine, which I did finish, I basically just started coloring the base, which I actually did not show and record. I think the recording for that didn't go through, and I think some part of the coloring for the hair and the band didn't go through either. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that. You will be able to see it soon after this, because I think this is where the video could stop pretty soon right here. But the coloring wasn't too hard. I used I forgot, acrylic paint. Yes, acrylic paint. At first I did it with some water, but I didn't like how it went, so you won't see the water. This is like the only time you'll see the water. I was using brown and grays and you know, black for mostly the base. Alright, and here I'm gonna be doing the skin color, which I did with red, yellow, and blue, and then I put some white in, trying to get that color in. It took me quite a while to actually get the skin color I wanted. It was pretty hard to do, but I got it at some point, and you guys will see that. I do want to mention on the bottom right here, you can see Bosco's scarf around his head, which I also didn't show, but it is on his head. Unfortunately, while it was heating, the left side, well, right side for him, it actually cracked off. So later I will be gluing that back into his head later. Again, I've never dabbled in acrylic paint, so this is also my first time with acrylic paint. What a video! Alright, so as you can see, I'm starting to paint right here, primarily the skin color. The suits he has, his costume, or you know, the dojo getup he has right now, is all white, so I didn't really have to worry about it. I do put some white over it because it did look a little bit dirty for me just holding it on, and I did wash my hands plenty of times, but it still got dirty somehow. Alright, and here is actually the head, which is I was just explaining right now. Was pretty easy to do this one. I did go over it like twice, because the first time it was too light, then the second time when it was perfect, I was getting behind the ears, under the scarf where you can see the white parts, and also behind the scarf, which is a little bit harder to get. But overall it wasn't too bad to do. So alright, and after letting all the paint dry, I did the eyes right here. Also already did the white part of the eye, and also the eyebrows, which I made blue. I'm not sure if he has blue eyebrows, but I just did it because that's his hair color. And here I'm just carefully drawing in or painting in the outlines of the eye. This one was pretty hard because, oh man, just paint cannot be, if you mess up, you basically gotta go back and do it again. And I really did not want to do that with my time crunch. So right here you see me paint the, you know, the mouth right here. I couldn't think of it. And at first I didn't like how it turned out because I messed it up. And that's because, again, I'm not used to not being able to erase stuff. So I do ended up changing it at the end, and yeah, as soon as I was done with the mouth, I was like, okay, well, it's done. But guys, it's done. Let's show you guys how the completed thing looks like. Here are some glamour shots. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching today's video. Man, was this a very long project. I think I finished this in about 4 or 5 days in about a week or two took me with what time I had. But guys, please show some love to Zion Ingram, the artist and the story maker of Blue Rebels. Down in the description below, he has a YouTube channel, he has a Twitch account. I'm also going to link the comic or the graphic novel down in the description below, so you guys can check it out. It's on Amazon for about $6. Doesn't break the bank, so you guys go check it out. Any support. He also has a Patreon, so go check it out. Now, I also have a Patreon. I just opened it up today. If the video goes well, you know. I also opened it up today. I also have a Discord, so make sure to check out the Discord server. I will also link down in the description below his Discord server if you guys want to join. A great community on both ends, so I recommend both anyways. But guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next art video, and now I need a break from these long projects. You guys have a good one. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys next year. See ya!